Hey YouTube, back down on Staley Wall, or the Humber, today. First time out here with two rods. To be honest, I don't expect to catch anything. If I'm being totally honest, my hopes for today are very low. The catch reports coming out of the Humber at the moment are not great, if at all. I am spurred on by the fact there's a couple of other guys here already today. But I've managed to get into bay 18. Correction on my previous video, although it looked like 18 was painted on the bay. This is definitely bay 18. I've got the pipe behind me there. Another pipe up there. The next peg down's Yellow Cross. High tide is at 6 o'clock. I'm hoping to get my first chuck out around about 4 o'clock. It is currently 2 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to be fishing largely squid and worm. I'm going to start the day by sending out two big baits. I am after cod. It'd be lovely to get a cod, it really would. That's the one thing I've targeted since I've started fishing. But the fishing reports, like I said, for the Humber at the moment are really, really poor. And sort of you want to be further north of here, into Yorkshire really. But that would be travelling too far in current climates. So it looks like this year I'm going to largely miss the cod season, unfortunately. But there's always next year, eh? I don't know how much fishing I'm going to get to do through summer. I will always try and get some content out, but we'll see. So yeah, we're down on Staley Wall. High tide's at around 6 o'clock. I think it's about 10 past 6. I don't know whether I'm going to get a gratuitous casting shot in for you today, because I don't know what the lighting's going to be like by the time it gets to casting time. But it's a beautiful day to be out, and that's what I'm out for. I say I'm not holding my breath with regards to catching, but it is a damn nice day today, and that's why I'm here. It's all about getting out into the fresh air as much as I safely can at the moment. I'm not going to go over the wall. I know a lot of lads would say, get over the wall, rah, 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 but I'm not confident enough to go over the wall yet. Well, I am confident, sorry, that's the wrong terminology. I just don't feel like it, to be honest. And what's it going to gain me here at this particular moment in time in this particular bay? It may gain me half an hour to 45 minutes. I know if you're not fishing, you're not catching, are you? But I'd rather take my time to set up and enjoy the day. I've got some snapping boot, so I'm going to get a brew on and get some snap on go, and have a chill out and think about my plan of attack for this afternoon. Looks like it's going to be coming in faster from that direction, so my hope is to start fishing over there at around about 4 o'clock and sort of work my way around through high, and we're going to fish hopefully 2 up, 2 down. So I'm hopefully going to get a good 4 or 5 hours in today. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, well, it's getting close to that time. The tide's coming in a lot faster. It's not forecast to be high until about 6:15, but it's now 3 o'clock and it's castable, and I can see a lovely sort of I don't know what the proper term is, but a lovely calm bit that I'm going to try and land into, and there's a lot of bird sat on it as well. I don't know if I can get that far, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to cast off to the left because the current's flowing from the river out, which hopefully doesn't mean that there's a load of fresh here still. I'm going to get ready to go out. I'm going to send out 2 polypennels with a sizable bait on them, and then I might switch it up later on. I might put I might put one on a 2-hook flapper and one on a big bait. We'll see. I am once again targeting bigger fish. It's what I want. It's what I'm yet to have. A couple of flounders is not really what I'm after. So I'm going to get these rigged up. I'm going to send out a couple of, what size have I got? A couple of 201s on a couple of polypennels, and we'll see how we do. So I'll get them rigged up, and then whilst it's still light, I'll film you a couple of casting shots. There we go. That's 2 pulleys. I'm using the Tronics stuff, by the way. Not the Tronics, the Trident tackle. It's great stuff. It really is great stuff. I think I've been using it three or 4 solid sessions now, and I've had so far 1 failure to release. Now, I had no failures to release with the imps, but tying the rigs on these things is just so easy. So that's what I'm going with today. 2 polypennels, both on Trident tackle. So I'll get them rigged up, and then I'll turn you back on when I'm casting. Well, that's it. That's 2 baits out. First two chucks of the session. The Fury didn't go anywhere near where I wanted it to go. The Cinetic, I'm pretty satisfied I hit the mark there. It is a bit early to be putting out, really. I don't think the water will be deep enough, but I'll let them soak, and I'll see. It'll be a good test to see if there's any crab out there or anything like that. It'll be a good test to see how long I can leave the baits out for. Do remember that this is a learning channel. I'm trying to teach myself how to sea fish. With varying degrees of success. But it's really is flat calm. I'll do a quick pan around so you can have a look at the water. So yeah, flat calm. This is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Baits have just gone out. I'll just do a quick pan of the water. So peaceful down here this afternoon. Lovely place to be. It is getting busy. In fact, as far as I can see, every bay is taken. Every bay's got somebody in it. I think everybody's just enjoying the nice weather. So there's not going to be a lot for you to see for the next 20 minutes, half an hour. I'm going to set the camera on charge And to be honest, if the camera's on charge, I hope I don't catch anything. We'll have to see. First chuck, and yeah, it was out there 5 minutes. I had a bite that nearly pulled rod over. Brought it in, worm were gone. Squid was still there, but worm were gone. I've just sent it back out rather than hooking up a new bait, because I'm not in any rush at this particular moment in time to catch anything. But yeah, quick update. It is 15:43 and they're definitely out there. See you in a bit. Right, I just wanted to touch base before the sun sets. So far I have sent out lug on its own, squid and lug, whole squid and lug, because they're not very big squid that's in this bag, all mussel, mussel and lug mix, which is out on one of the rods now, and back to lug and squid on one of the rods as well, because I want to save a couple of mussels for the back end of the session. It's like I say, it's believed or well known that the Humber fish is better on the ebb. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I just wanted to just sort of touch base just before the sun sets. It is 7:16, so we're just under an hour away from high tide. I need to not cross my arms because the microphone's right there. I'm going to leave these baits to soak for a little bit. I'm going to have a chill out and listen to the warm up for the Leeds match. Yes, I'm a Leeds fan. I was raised in Leeds. I've been to Leeds games. I know a lot of you are going to go boo. I don't care. So I'm going to crank up the match, and I've tidied up. I've got myself ready for my night time for once the sun sets. I've got my thermals on. So any of you who goes, oh, are you managing to hang about in cold? Number one, at the moment, it's very warm. And number two, I've got a full thermals on, so I should be fine until 9-10 o'clock before it gets too cold, which is beyond the tide anyway. So yeah. Oh, we've got a knock. Could be some weed, but that was definitely a knock. Let this develop. Let it develop a little bit. Could have just been some weed brushing the line. It's gone silent now. Or has it? I'll turn you off and I'll come back to you if it is anything. I'll see you in a bit. Right, hey up guys. I don't know if this LED light's working for filming. I'll get the proper light out in a minute. I'll have to edit that bit out, sorry. Yeah, I've just had a proper bad snag up with the weed. Weed's causing a lot of issues tonight. I'm not going to talk for too long because I think that light might be strobing on the camera. I can even see it on the screen, so I'm not going to talk for too long. As recast, I remembered I had some bluey, some small bluey in the bottom of my my bait bag. No idea whether I've baited it up right or not. I literally just cut it in half, poked some holes in it, whipped it on with a worm at the side of it, sent it. They're only the really small blueies. The Fury, I will say this, it might just be me, but the Fury, the FX420 Achios Fury, seems to, for me, to cast a lot better with just 4 ounce on it. I had a 6 on it, 150 gram. I had 175 on it. I've brought it down to 150, and it's just sent it. It seems, for me at least, to cast a lot better with a 4 on it, or 150, sorry. I think that might be 5 actually, ounce weight on it. I am bringing baits in that are showing signs of being eaten, used, chewed. But the weed, I've just changed both rods. And the Cinetic, it was absolutely caked in weed. I've got a very strong feeling that there was that much weed on it that I missed the bite, because the bait was completely destroyed. And I think there was that much weed on it that it was holding the line. It had jammed up in the pulley, it had jammed up on the weight. It was just completely coated in weed. So I really do think I missed something on that, purely because of the weed. I think the knock that I saw on the Fury before the sunset, I think once again was just weed, because that was completely caked as well. See, to me it looks like river weed. It's the fine grassy green stuff, a little bit of red stuff. So I'm just wondering if we're still getting washed out from fresh water. I knew before I came that the wall wasn't fishing well, and that's not why I came. I came really just to get out for a few hours. So I'm not overly worried. I might drop down to one rod just as night falls. It's just a little bit easier. We'll see how we go. Anyway, I'm going to get the proper filming light out and get set up for the next couple of hours in darkness. So I'll see you in a bit. Do you know, I keep forgetting to turn these microphones on tonight. Right. So what's going on? What's going on so far? Does that? Yeah, that freaks the camera out. Well, touch wood. The weed seems to have blown through. The rod that has the bluey on, which is the shorter distance rod, it's a bit closer in, probably only about 30-40 yards out. Almost got pulled off the stand twice. Brought it in, there was nothing on it. So I definitely think we've got a crab problem out there tonight. Definitely think we've got a crab problem out there tonight. Everything I'm casting out on the Cinetic, which is my slightly longer distance rod, I'm probably hitting somewhere between 50 to 80 yards on that. I think early on I had a couple of bites that I either missed or didn't develop, but like I said, the shorter distance with the bluey on almost got pulled off the stand twice. I have a strong suspicion that it was a crab trying to carry off the bait, with it being a half a fish. I'll just show you these blueys. So they're only small, they're only about £1.50. But yeah, there seems to be plenty of interest in them. One sec. Yeah, it's going again, the one with the bluey on. Although I think that actually, no, I think that's just tidal movement. Yeah, we're now on the ebb. Just started on the ebb, I think. Oh no, we're just under an hour past high tide. Sorry, I'll turn this off. Really not a lot going on. I'm changing baits every 20 to 30 minutes, depending on when I remember. I just wish at this moment in time, really, honestly, I just wish we were allowed to fish through. Because I would be very tempted. I've got enough bait to fish through, but we're not allowed, so I will be going home. But I might come back in the morning. I need to see what the tide's like. Once again, not that I think we'll catch anything. It's not a cold night, contrary to how it may appear if my breath is showing up on camera. It's a lovely night, it's a lovely calm night. There's not a lot of wind, there's only a slight gentle breeze. It's very slight. It's not cold at all, it's just nice being out. Coming up here, there's been a lot of controversy about the wall recently. The Environment Agency have announced that they're going to look at ways of blocking access to the wall because of rubbish and fly tipping. And obviously, instantly the anglers jump on the fly tipping angle. But I do have to say I've got mine here. Once again, I've come up to one of the popular bays. I'm in 18, and there was hooks and there was line and bits of leftover bait and little bits of packaging, and I've picked it all up, trimmed the points off the hook and made them safe. No, definitely just tied. But like I said, the fishermen instantly jump on the, oh well, it's it's this, that, and the other. It's the pikeys, it's the travellers, it's unlicensed fly tip. Well, all fly tipping's unlicensed, but it's unlicensed refuse collection. All that has now been cleared, bar a little bit of hardcore just as you're coming up to the gate. But I've got to say, every time I've come to a bay, I've scooped up line and all sorts. And the bit of line, I've had one that really snagged up, and it's just in the rocks. But what I've done is I've clipped off my line and tied it to my tripod. Then once the tide's gone out, I'll hop over the wall and try and retrieve it. So if this video never makes it out, you'll know what happened to me. Or if it gets found, you'll know what happened to me. Because it'll be slippery. But yeah, there's been a lot of controversy about the wall, a lot of fear that it is going to be completely bollarded off, because that's the only way really that they can do it. I think they do have to consider that if they do that, you're probably going to find that people are just going to park up on the road and bring trolleys down. I don't think you're going to stop a lot of the fishermen. It's such a hot, usually such a hot spot here for a broad range. I was just talking on Facebook. There's some fellas down in Bay 28 put a couple of posts up on Facebook, and one of the fellas says that he's been after dogs down in Bay 14. The couple of guys posted a couple of pictures. They bagged up out on a boat this afternoon, but doesn't look like anybody's catching down here tonight. But as always, I don't care. It is just a nice place to be out. It's a nice chilled out place. It's so quiet, especially with it being not a beach. It's just so quiet down here on a night time. Usually you do occasionally get people on quads and bikes and things like that, but from what I've seen, that's relatively uncommon. But a lot of the guys to the left, sort of 19 and upwards, a lot of their lights have gone out now, so I think a lot of those lads have gone home. I think I'm going to be here till about 8, half past. It depends, because if I can't get a fish back in water, I won't fish. So now I'm just watching how fast the tide's going out. It tends not to drift out too fast, but there's no wind holding it in tonight. The undercurrent has definitely died down, the leads aren't drifting. I've got a 4 on the Accius, that's holding bottom perfectly fine. I'm going to bring the Cinetic in shortly and put, I'm going to switch, I'm going to stop using the squid, I'm going to pack that away, and I'm going to use up these blueies with worms. I don't know, like I say, I don't know if that's a good idea. Let me know. I'm just doing it cocktail bait on the bait mate. But it's something that maybe I'll attract on, because I don't know if many other people will be using them down here today. Because I know a lot of the local tackle shops aren't getting them in because the price has apparently gone right up on them. So that's why I ordered some online. I know I said I try and support my local... Wow, what the hell is that? Try and support my local tackle shop as much as I can. But... oh, they're bright. Don't know if you'll be able to see them. But if they ain't got what I want, I will go online. The tip on the FX, sorry, I did say I'd mentioned that. It claims to be glow in the dark. I think it's more, it's just reflective. But it's as good as it's not quite as bright, but it's plenty bright enough. It's as good as the Mighty Bright tape that I've got on the Cinetic. It's very, very visible. I've not needed to customise that at all. It's got a fair bend in it now, that rod. It's staying there, but it's got a fair bend in it. I better bring it in, and when I bring it in about 10 minutes, I bet it's just full. I bet it's just been chomped on by crabs. I think all I'm doing tonight is feeding crabs. I think that's a load of the guys up on the top bays leaving. I think it's been largely a bit of a shitty night for a lot of people. It is well known that the wall isn't fishing well. If you're in the local fishing groups on Facebook, on the forums, see, there it goes again. Such a tug on it, it's pulling the rod over. I'm going to let it develop. Rod's still stable. This past couple of times I've reeled it in as soon as it's moved. I'll leave it for a little bit, see what happens. Because the tip's not going, so I think it's just tidal pressure. I might need to put a heavier lead on it. Could be the lead getting pulled out. You alright? You alright? No. No. Baits are coming in stripped, but I think there's just crab out there tonight. You've had notes? No. No, it's not fishing so good at the moment anyway. No, is it? Nah. See you later. Yeah, so as I was saying, you can tell the non-locals, because you speak to any of the locals and it's known that the Humber fish is a lot better on the ebb. I'm not saying I'm going to get anything, hell no, but it is well known that the Humber fish is better on the ebb than it does on the flood. And besides which, it's such a lovely evening. If you're out, make the most of it. So I'm going to get on. I'm going to crack on and bait up another hook. I'm just going to straighten that rod back up. I think it's just tide. I think the tide might be pulling on the line a little bit. But me bolt that holds the rod cups in is stuck. It's stuck. So I need to get that cleaned out, and I'll stick some WD-40 on it when I get back. And so I've got no cups holding the bottom of the rods. So I'm going to get another hook ready. I'm going to bring in the long distance because that's been out about 30 minutes now. I've been talking to you for 15. So by the time I've got the red one back out, or by the time I've got the Cinetic back out, it'll be time to bring in and change up the Fury. And like I say, I'm going to send them both out with half a bluey on them. I'd be lying if I didn't contemplate earlier sending one out with a wine gum on, just for shits and giggles. But I didn't. So I'm going to get these hooks redone, get them resent. I'll see you in a bit. Well, I've started to pack down, guys. Oh, the Humber is holding on to its treasures tonight. It really is. Bags and bags of weed. Weed and crabs. I might as well have been in Amsterdam red light district. Quite sure I've had some interest, especially on the bluey. Quite sure I've had some interest on the bluey, but nothing. So it's another blank on the Humber from me. I am tempted to come back in the morning. I have got half a pound of worm left. But if the fishing's not good, it's not worth it. So I've got 2 weeks where I can't come. I'm hoping that in the next 2 weeks, or by the end of the next 2 weeks, the spring run has started. It's due to start any time now, I'm told. But I tell you what, yeah, alright, it may have been a night of picking weed out of the line and off the spools and out the eyes, but would I have rather sat at home? No, I'd have rather been here. I had a lovely afternoon. It's been lovely and warm. Definitely made the right choice. Definitely made the right choice. So I'm going to finish clearing down. I've managed to retrieve my lost shot leader, lead, hooks, the whole shebang. That's all been retrieved and packed down. So I'm going to finish this video as I started it. And you'll notice actually in the time lapse at the start, me spending about 10 minutes fighting with rod stand. So I'm going to finish this video as I started it, with a time lapse of me packing the gear down. I don't know if you'll see anything. I don't know if it'll make it into the final cut. But I'm going to bring them both in and pack them down. It is now, well, we're 20 minutes off 2 hours from the high tide. It's ebbed pretty damn quick. I kid you not, everybody else has gone home. The last fella is just leaving now as I'm recording this. There's nobody on the left. They left ages ago, but apparently the water was running really, really fast down there, so I expected that. It's a lovely full moon. It's been a lovely evening, and I wouldn't have changed anything other than perhaps had a couple of fish. But that's the way it is. I knew the Humber wasn't fishing well. I knew that all the fish seemed to have gone a little bit further up north, up towards Withensea. I'm not travelling. I'm sticking as much as I can to the guidelines. So yeah, I'm pushing them a little bit, if truth be told. But I'm not doing what some fellas have done today. They've gone from here to sort of middle beaches up north, and it's out of order. It is. This is last fella just leaving now. Don't know if he'll speak to me. So yeah, I'm going to pack it up, guys. It's 8 o'clock. So I've had a grand evening. I won't change anything. I've listened to the match. Leeds lost. Bummer. 1-0. It were an end-to-end match. Really a good match, but yeah. So yeah, we'll pack it up. I appreciate your subscribers. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your comments. It's great to hear from you. I know that the videos don't make for that good of watching if I'm not showing you any fish. That's why I'm not doing any advertising in the videos. I'm just popping them on. But I was happy with my casting tonight. I was happy with the bait. I think they're just not out there tonight. So please do like, share and subscribe the video. And until next time.